The Talking Heads song Cross-Eyed and Painless from their 1980 album Remain in Light sounds incredibly complex, yet also exceptionally danceable. The song continues to remain relevant with live performance covers by bands like Phish and Goose. What makes this Talking Heads song so timeless and unique? To understand this analysis, all you need to know is that 4/4 music can be counted in one-bar phrases with 4 beats. The song is a sort of rhythmic palindrome in that it can be felt simultaneously in 2 ways. There's ambiguity as to whether the song begins on the first beat or the third beat. The track starts on the third beat of a 1-bar phrase. This is likely because the 1 beat is dropped, but this could also mean that the 3 is the actual 1 of the song. This rhythmic puzzle works because the track's bass and drums loop over a single 1-bar phrase. I've isolated the bass and drums and slowed them to 85% speed so you can see that the rhythm skips the 1 and how the track loops over the 3 and the 1. Though this sounds confusing, it makes sense. Sources note that the producer and accredited songwriter on the album Remain in Light, Brian Eno, interpreted the rhythm in the Remain in Light track Once in a Lifetime differently from the band. He interpreted the third beat of the bar as the first. Ultimately, the Talking Heads and Brian Eno invent a new sort of rhythm with Cross-Eyed and Painless. The track incorporates the polyrhythms of Afro music like the music of Fela Kuti that inspired the album. The track incorporates a simple chord vamp and applies the tension pull to the 1 as in funk. The track uses the 1 drop like in reggae rhythms, but without reggae's bass emphasis on the 3. The track repeats a bass phrase along a single bar with accents on the 2 and 4 like punk rock. And the track uses incredibly strong syncopated offbeat accents as in dance music and funk, which ultimately impart the song's danceable, forward drive feel. David Byrne said, "We tried to do something that had a transcendent feeling. Something that people could dance to, that would transport people." David Byrne's vocal delivery and lyrics play with the concept of the song's rhythmic ambiguity. Each line of Byrne's lyrics have the most stress on the 3. There's implied emphasis on the 1, given that the phrases seem to start on the 1, yet the phrases are drawn out in delivery so that it seems like they all lead to the 3. Additionally, all the first words in each line before the rap segment are rhythmically ambiguous in delivery with non-plosive first letter sounds that flow into the rest of the word.
Lost my shape, trying to act casual and stop. I might end up in the hospital, changing my shape. I feel like an accident.
And many of the lyrics also make sense if you start the line on the 3, if read as a sort of onomatopoeia. This linguistic ambiguity perfectly aligns with where the track's musical ambiguity lies. For example, in the Facts rap segment, influenced by Curtis Blow's The Breaks, Byrne emphasizes both the 1 and the 3. The producer Brian Eno was obsessed with thinking of music horizontally and finding ways to violate the vertical linear nature of music. In a way, Cross-Eyed and Painless is circular. The song's lyrics seem to be about how the deconstructed rhythm defies the linear formula for creating music and how the listener is waiting for metric resolution. The song's title likely alludes to this fact. Cross-Eyed likely alludes to the musical concept of cross rhythm, like a polyrhythm, while Painless alludes to how the song still feels good and makes you want to dance, for combining so many rhythmic elements while still remaining rhythmically ambiguous. Cross-Eyed and Painless is a rhythmic masterpiece.